When wrestling meets scripted drama, there isn't much room for error at all. Except that isn't always the case, as can be witnessed here, and here. So let's get into the huge mistakes these and many more wrestlers made and the shocking events that unfolded after. Starting things off with Titus O'Neil in the February 8th, 2016 episode where WWE had Daniel Bryan say his final goodbye to the show. It was known that Daniel had a close relationship with Vince McMahon, so the goodbye was emotional for him. However, as they were walking to go backstage, Titus O'Neil had been caught on video pulling Vince McMahon's arm, causing him to almost fall. Now, fans speculated that he only did so as he wanted Stephanie McMahon to be the first to leave the stage, and it did look like a playful tug. But Vince took this quite personally and had suspended Titus for performing for 90 days. It later came out that his suspension had been reduced to 60 days. This was due to Titus acknowledging his mistake and apologizing for it over text message.
It's done. That's done and over with. It was my mistake. I made a mistake.
Kofi Kingston went off script in the episode that aired in January of 2010, where he had to fight Randy Orton. Now, the script of the match was supposed to end in Randy finishing the fight by hitting a punt kick on Kofi.
Got this. Orton in the corner.
However, Kofi had veered away from that by accident. He had gotten up too fast, which left Randy to improvise, which he did, and that led to Kofi winning the game. Kofi was set to win a Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania, but this later got cancelled due to his mistake that he made in this match. Now, as many of you remember, WWE turned into a PG product in 2008, which meant that no blood could be shown amongst many other things. So when Batista lost his match against Chris Jericho soon after the PG change, he was fined $100,000 for bleeding on his head. Do you think Batista should have been the one who got fined or Chris? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Ric Flair had gone up against Randy Savage at the WWE WrestleMania 8 match and unfortunately lost to Savage. However, at this point in time, WWE had banned blading in the matches, so it came to everyone's surprise when Ric Flair decided to blade Randy Savage during the match. Vince McMahon didn't like this at all and decided to fine both Rick and Randy $5,000 each. This led to controversy as Bret Hart also bladed Roddy Piper in a match after that but got no consequences, as Vince saw it as an accident. But it later came out in an interview with Bret that he and Roddy had to put on a charade that they were mad at each other and it was an accident, so they avoid getting fined. Next up is Roman Reigns. Now for a bit of backstory. Roman was set to be the new face of WWE after he had defeated John Cena the year prior.
I think it was achieved on both sides. Beautiful match.
WWE took that win and decided to take Roman to the moon. However, he let them down shortly after at the Money in the Bank match he had against Seth Rollins. He was temporarily suspended after that.
Roman Reigns has been temporarily suspended.
Due to him violating the wellness policy. It was later revealed that he had taken Adderall before the match, causing him to lose the match too. He even issued an apology on Twitter to his fans and family for letting them down and fully owned up to it. He was suspended for 30 days and got a lot of backlash from haters once he returned. He had lost another big match and went on a run for 6 months where he stood on the sidelines. But Reigns' suspension didn't halt him from reaching the main event scene again, as he went on to defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33, main evented several shows over the next couple of years before eventually winning the Universal Championship. Moving on, Ric Flair decided to cut the promo on Randy Orton. This didn't end well for him. Here's what Randy had to say to Flair before the matter. This is what we assume kicked off the script takeover.
The Ric Flair that I know and looked up to wouldn't have slipped into a coma 2 summers ago.
Then Rick takes the mic and does his thing.
I've been in intensive care and been in a coma for 12 of them.
As you just witnessed, Orton did not take that well. Rick definitely got punished for going off script. Up next, we have Dean Ambrose. Now, he was known for intentionally going off script, but never having to pay for it.
It's good for a few laughs, right? I'm a real riot.
That is, until the WWE promo event that caused him to leave the fighting once and for all. Ambrose had been scripted to deliver a more thorough promo. It would have reportedly touched on their time in the Shield, Roman Reigns, and the eventual Slay the Beast finishing line. Ambrose took the decision himself to cut the fluff as he was not feeling it and simply delivered the headline message. Ambrose's contract was expiring in April of 2019 and he had refused to renew it, stating he had been frustrated with his bookings for a while. A large part of his character has been portrayed as hokey, and Dean reportedly hates hokey shit. Even though they offered him a raise, he still refused to come back. Now we have the time Big Cass got here after beating up a little person. This event took place on the 1st of May back in 2018. Big Cass was fired after this event for dehumanizing Daniel Bryan after he'd won a fight against someone else. Let's take a look at how dehumanizing he was.
This is disgusting.
Daniel Puder found out the hard way why it's not best to cross Kurt Angle on an episode of SmackDown in 2004. Tough Enough contestants were challenged to compete in a square thrust challenge against each other. The winner of the challenge would compete in a shoot-style match against Kurt Angle, of which Kurt Angle quickly defeated the challenger. Angle then challenged any of the other contestants, and this challenge was accepted by none other than Daniel Puder, who got carried away with the fight and almost forced Angle to tap out and nearly broke his arm. According to former WWE referee Jimmy Carterez, Angle was not supposed to challenge more than one tough contestant initially according to his script, meaning that Puder and Angle should have never versed each other in the first place. This incident reportedly stirred frustration among many WWE superstars who saw Puder's actions as disrespectful towards Angle and the entire WWE roster.